I mean, every time I put a post up on Facebook, you know, I blink, and then people like Ian Gatwood and Phil Naden and people like I've liked it and shared it and stuff, and it's great to see.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're enjoying it, just, you know, go on to whatever provider you use and hit the share function, or go onto Twitter and retweet one of our tweets.
Yes.
Or share our Facebook post, guys, because, you know, we have no money, we have no marketing budget. That's word of mouth is the only way the show spreads, and we love the community we have.
Yeah, and Baz gave us a resounding endorsement this week, didn't he? So it's very much appreciated.
Baz,
he has a big forum. Yeah,
Baz and the other guys as well. So whether you have 10 followers or 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers, we appreciate every bit of share like that and every kind word, because it means a lot to us, because we're just two idiots who don't know who John Joyner was.
Yes, there we are. And on that bombshell, let's take a look now at news from around the world of rugby league. Okay, well, I'm still here despite my stalkery weirdness to run through the news from this week in Rugby League, and we're going to start, although for how much longer I don't know, at Bellevue, because this week Wakefield chairman Michael Carter says the club have served notice to leave the stadium at the end of the season. In an ongoing saga over the future of Trinity and the development of a new stadium, Carter remains frustrated over the lack of progress at their historic home. It means that once again Wakefield's future looks uncertain. Writing in his programme notes for Sunday's win over Salford, Carter said, "We have given notice to quit the Beaumont Legal Stadium at the end of the year. There will be further announcements in due course, but we gave a deadline of 6 months last September, and literally nothing has happened since. Super League have just introduced minimum ground standards again as part of an overall reward funding policy, and needless to say, we cannot meet this standard as the ground stands. This will have a significant effect on the club moving forward, and therefore we have no choice but to look for pastures new." The news comes at the end of a week in which it was revealed that the RFL would welcome moves from existing Super League clubs to other towns and cities. Bellevue is one of the few surviving stadiums since Rugby League was formed in 1895. Wakefield had hoped to move to the Newmarket site off the M62, and planning permission was provisionally granted as long ago as 2012. Excuse me. In July last year, Carter revealed in a similar manner that Wakefield were looking to move for 2017, and that they were set to ground share with Dewsbury until a late change of circumstance saw them remain at Bellevue. The club also served its 6-month notice to leave prior to this in 2015. Any thoughts?
It feels like we've been here before, but there is an update, isn't there? That they've. It looks like there's talks and positive talks between Featherstone and Wakefield about the big fellas being home of the Trinity in the next season and possibly beyond. Right. So yeah, I think it's interesting that I think we took this from Rugby League, this article, and it's interesting that they mention the move for existing clubs, towns and cities, which I call the Salford and Wakefield putting pressure on their local council's press release.
Yes, exactly.
But in all seriousness, like, it does show that Wakefield are still at least serious about pushing the issue over this, even if it sounds like we've been here. It feels like we've been there before. This time, maybe some concessions that were made a year ago, or some sort of gentlemen's agreements that were put in place about things that may happen or not, just haven't come to pass, and Wakefield now it's a financial incentive added to it. They can't afford to stick around.
Financially, absolutely. Catalan have this week been dealt a double injury blow following Friday's defeat at Leeds. Spoiler alert. Winger Jody Broughton has suffered a torn bicep and could be out for as long as 6 months. And Greg Bird, who's had an impressive start to his second stint with the club, has been ruled out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken thumb. Great news for me and my dream team, with no transfers left for the next 2 weeks. Both players will undergo surgery next week. Let's hope for a swift recovery for both of those gentlemen, particularly Greg Bird, who I could do with being back in the next 5 days. Salford forwards Jordan Wall and
happening.
Liam... No, I don't think it's happening either, but never mind. Salford forwards Jordan Wall and Liam Bent have joined Championship Club Oldham on a month's loan. The Red Devils duo have been drafted in by Scott Naylor following the injury of Ruffians forward Phil Joy, who dislocated his shoulder in the club's recent defeat to Hull KR.
Jordan Wong should go well at that level, I would think.
I think he bagged a try at the weekend as well, so he's already opened his account for the Ruffians. Hunslet have completed the signing of former Featherstone, Halifax and Batley prop Sean Hesketh. Hesketh, who is 30, recently left Keighley via mutual consent due to work commitments, which left him as a free agent. However, Hunslet have promptly snapped up the experienced forward, who was a recruitment target for the club in the off-season. Good luck to Sean Hesketh at the South Leeds Stadium then. North Wales Crusaders have announced the signing of prop Warren Thompson. Thompson joins from Championship side the Rochdale Hornets. And North West Men's League champions Haydock will this weekend travel to Championship side Oldham Ruffians in the BBC Sports live stream Challenge Cup 4th round tie on Saturday, the 18th of March. Lancashire side Haydock are the first ever 8th tier side to reach this stage of the competition. Haydock were also given a session by multiple Challenge Cup and Lance Todd Trophy winner Sean Long last Tuesday night, a man who played alongside current Haydock coach Chris Smith. So good to see BBC's continued streaming coverage of the early rounds of the Challenge Cup, and good luck to Haydock.
Yeah, and good to see it still including the community clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. The NRL is planning to open its 2018 season in the United States, with league bosses scheming to take a premiership game to America. Australian newspaper The Daily Telegraph reports that the move has the backing of broadcasters Fox Sport and Channel 9, with South Sydney and Parramatta looking the likely clubs to be involved. South's co-owner and Hollywood actor Russell Crowe adds star power to help promote the game, and Golden Globe winning actor Simon Baker from The Mentalist is a Hollywood star who's also a Para fan. Anthony Minicello, the former Golden Boot winner, has been appointed as assistant coach of Italy. The 36-year-old has joined up with the Azzurri ahead of the upcoming World Cup and will work with former teammate and current Italy head coach Cameron Ciraldo. And finally, Mark, Huddersfield Giants have confirmed that their two academy sides have retired the number 13 shirt for the next 2 seasons in order to pay tribute to teammate Ronan Costello, who passed away last year. Costello passed away tragically last June after suffering an injury during a Giants academy fixture match with Salford. In a statement, the Giants said that it was a fantastic gesture from the young players at our club. Giants player welfare manager Andy Jordan commented, "As a group of staff, we are immensely proud that the group of players requested this tribute to the life of Ronan. It is something we are fully behind, and it gives us the opportunity to continue to celebrate Ronan's life, and it goes without saying that we think of Ronan each and every day." Giants player performance manager Steve Hardesty that will be running the London Marathon in April whilst raising funds for the Headway charity. There'll also be a bucket collection at Giants home games against Leeds Rhinos for the charity, and the Hardesty's Just Giving page can be found at www.justgiving.com/Ronan13. So if you wish to donate to that memorial charity, you know where to go.
Yes, 13 the number.
Sorry, yes, let's be clear. Ronan 13 the number.
No.
Yeah, justgiving.com/Ronan13.
Yeah.
Numerical 1, numerical 3.
Yes.
We are fucking this up.
But, you know, that's a...
I'm sure people will find it. They're not as daft as we think.
A nice story around a sad event.
It is.
It's a good way to remember the young fella.
Absolutely. I'm sure it makes everyone at Huddersfield rightly proud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is news from around the world of rugby league. Then let's take a look back now at round 4 of Super League. So, round 4 of Super League, Mark, will start on Thursday night, and I'm certain you can think of no better place to begin than the Halliwell Jones, where your Wigan Warriors were 38 points to 16 winners over the Warrington Wolves in front of 11,250 people.
Yeah, and we start with Wally Frogmore, who says, Haven't seen a pounding like that since the last time I was on RedTube.
There you go.
So I'm guessing since what? The advert break between half time and the second half starting was.
Must watch a lot of parodies. Yeah, there you go. Tyler Cass fan, he got in touch and said, thought this game was hard to call, but it ended up quite one-sided. That Wigan production line of youngsters is relentless, and not only that, they've improved Morgan Escaré too, who is back on top of his game. Warrington look a shadow of the team that beat Brisbane and are very low on confidence.
Tom Eckley 99 says, I'm not even going to try and justify that shit show. I could find more positive points in Mein Kampf.
People are going controversial this week,
Yeah.
aren't they? Alan Walker, he says, Rugby League delivers in Pie Week. Not bad, but too many pasty white fellas called Liam to be a real spectacle. Williams showed total class. Not enough for Bennett, though. Lots of width from Wigan, lots of nothing from Wire. Wire's pack are soft. 8 points already separate them. Obviously, Wire should make the 8, but fourth could soon be very far away. Hashtag there's always the cup. Hashtag Samkins for Wire. I did quite enjoy, as you turn the page, every time Morgan Escaré did anything right, the rest of the commentary team on Sky just giving Tompkins shit. Like, when are you going to get back in the team? Look how well he's doing.
And then Navarrete drilling it home in the post-match interview.
Yeah.
Paul O'Brien says, as a Widnes fan, this was a great game to watch. Great performance by Wigan. Great performance by the two wingers. Silly mistakes from Wigan cost them the tries they conceded. Gidley had a shocker and Brown was playing. Hashtag wants to play for a big club.
There you go. Mark W got in touch and said, that's the most entertaining I've ever seen Wigan. Really good stuff, especially from Williams and Escaré. A few soft tries from Wire's defence early on, especially out wide, but take nothing away from Wigan. Williams and Gale for the 2017 World Cup is an incredible prospect.
Yeah.
I'd take that.
Escaré was dropping everything in the warm-up. It was his hands were ridiculous. Me and Matt were watching, my brother were watching it and thinking like, shit, I hope this doesn't carry on.
Yeah.
First kick that goes up to him in the game, dominates it, and then was flawless until the game was already won.
Yeah.
When he made his only mistake, which
That was impressed me.
He's going great.
Absolutely.
Much better than I was expecting. Wakey White says, the George Williams show rumbled into Warrington on Thursday. Good to see the boy Marshall bag 4 as well. Don't know what's going on with Warrington. Poor on both sides of the ball. Some really poor plays and execution. Smith needs to get it sorted fast or reckon he will be leading the sack race.
Brian Davies says, much as expected, despite Mark pretending last week that Wigan weren't big favourites. Wire was shocking. Basic skills were terrible with constant poor offloads for no apparent reason. Was like offloading Tourette's. Wigan were good though and played an entertaining brand of rugby which you don't associate with a Sean Wayne Wigan. An enjoyable game.
In his first season, Wigan scored nearly 1,000 points under Sean Wayne, but then since then it's gone down and down and down, and this year is the best rugby we've played with an element of the structure being supplemented by, off the cuff from Williams and Escaré.
Yeah, I agree.
And you've always got Gelling for a bit of oddball stuff too.
A bit of off the cuff moment.
Lee at White Pie said, I always expect a loss at Wire, but a class display from Man of Steel contender George Williams coupled with a great game from 2017 Bargain of the Year Escaré saw Wigan thump Wire.
Mitchell Darts got in touch from Down Under and said, I must admit watching Warrington getting well beaten made me feel a little better about Leeds. Escaré looks like he's been with Wigan his whole career, looked very dangerous every time he had the ball and was safe under it as well.
David Pye says, hi guys, well Wigan showed once again what a strong team they are. Their defence is solid and must demoralise teams, forcing them to take chances, leading to errors and Wigan pounced. Wire tried hard and as Tony Smith said, they will turn the corner, they are not a bad team. Will Wigan have a dip this year? It doesn't look like it at the moment.
Lee Whitnell said, luckily I'd been struck down with a chest infection which meant I spent Thursday evening in bed rather than suffering the agony of attending this game. Just watch the tries and our right side might as well lay out the fucking welcome mats next time. They've been porous in every game so far and offer very little going forward too. Starting to get painful now. Back to my bed. Well played, Wigan. I know, and I thought when Matty Blythe came in that he'd shore up all their defensive problems on that right side.
Well, he was playing against the Golden Edge. Elliot Wrench.
No. No.
Elliot Wrench.
Not doing that.
Elliot Wrench. Well, I'm at a loss as to what to say about that. Gutted as a Wire fan, we simply didn't turn up. Wigan sussed that early on and went for the jugular. I'm not panicking, but a win against Lee is a must. Well done to the Pies.
There you go. Chris McKeown. Or...
Whatever, Chris Merck.
Ruined it now.
Our cricketing friend from North Cheshire.
Yeah. That one.
It's easier to say.
Our cricketing friend from